This video is to show an example of the current status of our HP Latex 310 printer. Just wanted to show everything was up and going. You could see this gives you a current status right now, the print head status. All the print heads are in good shape. They regularly get maintained, cleaned, and replaced as needed. The maintenance cartridge right now looks like it's still over 50% good of use. We got our ink levels right here, and I'll show you that on the front panel of the printer here in a moment as well. This is just the interface that you can access straight from your computer that's hooked up to the printer, and it shows you everything, all the live stuff going on it. You can see light cayenne and our optimizer is low right now. Those are probably the next two cartridges we'll be replacing here within the week or two. I'll show you in the front panel. It gives you more of a detailed level description on the printer itself. It shows you what the levels really truly are. We just replaced the true magenta on the far left there this week, so that one's good to go. All the rest of them still got plenty of capacity in the light magenta, the cayenne, and the K is the true black. Maintenance, we're down on our third quarter, or basically third level for that. Basically what that means is we just need to go through and get everything set up, cleaned up, good to go on that. And there's regular maintenance requirements for the printer, nothing too intuitive, nothing you have to really be, hard on. Basically it's checking out, making sure that the maintenance cartridge is good to go. You got to do a print head status clean, you got to do alignments and things like that actually gets pretty status quo as you're going through the main use of the printer. Moving over here, like I said, here's the screen front that shows you what the true ink levels are. On the computer, it showed that the yellow and the light cayenne was, or the optimizer and light cayenne was pretty much alarmed out. Basically, you can see from here, there's plenty of light cayenne and there's plenty of optimizer. What it is I'm going to actually come in here and see if we can click on the light cayenne. And what it is, it's showing that it's an expired status. Basically what it is we did not use enough of that ink for the warranty level, basically just expired and ran out. It doesn't mean that there's not enough in there. It just means that it just expired here this past month over here in July, and it shows it basically has warranty. We've checked in on this in the past, and it doesn't mean that the ink is actually bad. No, you're going to get good color, good vibrance out of it, no issues. But you don't want to go too far into the expiration on it because basically it has a shelf life for a reason. You don't want to be clogging up any print heads. You don't want it to go coagulate and get it solid based on it, and you'll be screwing up other things. So basically we will do a replacement on this as we go through, and we'll just have to go through and get everything completed on that. Probably here within the next week or two we'll do a replacement on those. Moving forward, just to show you a little bit about it, down here in this front cartridge right here, I spoke to you a little bit about the maintenance cartridge. The maintenance cartridge sits down in here. That's something that's just pretty much a rip and replace that you're going to replace on as needed basis. You'll just order one of them, you swap it out, and good to go. There's not much to do. Basically that does all the cleaning up on the print heads as it's going through the system and doing actual prints. So it's pretty self-explanatory, pretty self-sustaining piece of equipment. Inside here in the printer, you'll see you can lift this front panel to do any adjustments on your print sliders here to pretty much hold your substrate as it's coming through. Here's your print head system right back in here. That's what's going to slide across. You can see, I'm going to take it a little slower here, you can see that we have a pretty good, clean, well-maintained printer. You'll see some ink base right here that's just some runoff, which if you look around, that's actually very, very nominal compared to what I've seen on other printers out there on the market. We actually did have a smear where one of the substrates actually bubbled up at one point, and as the printer came across, the print head hit it, and then the red ink that was coming across, the magenta ink that was on there, actually it hit over here, and there was a head strike right there. We probably should clean that at that point in time, but over time it's dried to check. That's probably been on there about 6 months, nearly a year, but it's not causing any issues where the substrate line is right here, so it doesn't have any issues with that holder. Again, I'm going to pan on down. maintain and replace these rollers as needed. These are what hold the substrate as it's coming through. In fact, I just looked at 2 or 3 of those last week. We got to make sure that they're oiled up, make sure that they're coming through. They're sitting nicely on the pinch rollers right in here. You can see these big ones on here. These got to roll free on this side. But overall, there's not much maintenance. As you have any issues, any substrate starts to bubble up, or not necessarily bubble up, but folds up, you'll want to just take a look at those, and you'll want to just make sure that they're in good standing practice. All these marks right here, all this is a tape. It's kind of ironic they put a tape on it, and occasionally you can see like this one right here is just starting to come up. I have a couple extra little pieces. It's almost like using a piece of vinyl, and you can just put right down there. That's just basically to help so as the vinyl material or your substrate's coming through, it doesn't catch on any of these bubbly areas where the screws are and things like that. Coming out of the front of the printer right here is a heating system. The great point about the HP Latex 310 or the HP Latex line in general is that you could use the product right as it comes out. It's a self-curing product with the heater system right here on the front. So as you have a printout, basically everything comes out the front here, and it just comes down and it's automatically heated through this heater system right here. All right. And then this is where the substrate roll. Everything you're going to have is a substrate roll right here. You're going to lay your substrate. We can do 54-inch wide material. We use things as vinyl. We use wallpaper. We use banners. There's all different types of material you could use. Another advantage of the HP Latex system is something we went ahead and we purchased. We went through, and I'm very thankful we did. It was pretty much a $1,000 add-on to the system when we got it. Is this take-up reel system? Basically, what this take-up reel system is, anytime you're doing a print that maybe approximately 8 to 10 feet or longer, you're going to want to have this take-up system engaged. What that means is, as you have your material come flowing out, I'll show you here. Close this. Go back here, substrate. I'm going to advance the material that's in there right now. Right now we just have a HT printable vinyl, which is basically a t-shirt material. So you can see the materials advance as it's printing. It's coming out the front here. And if this was longer, say about 8 to 10 feet in length, you're going to have an extended. So somebody's going to have to sit here and either watch this and manually roll this as it's coming out, because you don't want it to basically kink up, you don't want it to screw up your print quality or anything of that nature. Or what you do is you have the option here with this take-up reel system. It comes down here, and what you'll have it do is feed onto this roll system, and the roll system will automatically engage, and then what it'll do, it will rotate at the same speed as the print coming out. There's a couple different options of how you roll it on there, what direction you'll have the roll on there, but it's pretty self-explanatory. And the best part about it, like I said, it's an automatic process that when you have the print going out, you can have it set up so that way it'll just come out and it'll just automatically be taking that up. So when you're working on a feed, we've done signs that are 20, 30 feet in length, and you're doing banners of that nature. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to have that engaged so it just picks it up, and then you don't have to have somebody standing on top of it. All right, lastly, what I'm going to just cover here is our print system, or the print cartridges. Print cartridges is locked right in here. They're pretty much a rip and replace system. Here's one that we had just replaced last week. It was a magenta roll, so pretty much all you're going to do is slide it out, and you're just going to slide it back in. It is the HP 831A. As you can see, we use all HP products. We don't use off brands. We also, here's some print heads that were recently replaced. We replaced the light cayenne, and we replaced the cayenne in black. Everything's well maintained on this printer. We try to keep everything up in speed. We've had no issues with this printer. I'm very thankful. I'm very I guess kudos to HP. It's a great system. Any questions? Contact us directly. Give me any feedback or any more thoughts of anything else you want to know about the printer. We can go forward and give you a little bit more of an example as needed. Thanks. Have a good day.